Hello guys, what's up? My name is Ron Black and White and welcome to a Learning with Taylor video where or more importantly, I learn more about stuff. So today, I wanted to learn about, multiple things, but they're kind of relevant around the same topic. So I want to learn what is defined as a president of the United States, or what is the definition for president. I wanted to learn what is required to become in the running for president, and I wanted to learn. No, I'm just recording a video for something. No, and I want to learn how the what's the word? I want to learn how a person becomes elected for the president. So that's what we're gonna do today. I also have something that I want to say after this, after I learn the information. So if you don't have a really open mind about politics, I highly suggest that you look away after I'm done with my research. So first we're gonna look up president definition. So let's go to Merriam-Webster dictionary. So full definition of president. Let's just go with this. 1. An official chosen to preside over a meeting or assembly, an appointed governor of a subordinate political unit, the chief officer of an organization as a corporation or institution, usually entrusted with the direction and administration of its policies, the presiding officer of a governmental body, an elected official serving as both chief of state and chief political executive in a republic having a presidential government, an elected official having the position of chief of state but usually only minimal political powers in a republic having a parliamentary government. So usually, from my understanding, people's definition of a president is the fifth one, especially being an elected official of the political executive in a republic presidential government in a republic and having a presidential government. That is what the president is defined as according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, which I think is an okay source of information. So now what I want to learn is what is required to be eligible to become president. Heritage.org might be an okay source. Info, please. Well, let's look at candidates' requirements. Okay, let's look at this one because it ends at .gov, so let's see. Requirements for President of the United States. Qualifications for presidential candidates have remained the same since the year Washington accepted the presidency. As directed by the Constitution, a presidential candidate must be a natural-born citizen of the United States, a resident for 14 years, and 35 years of age or older. These requirements do not prohibit a woman from being president, yet this has yet to occur. What unwritten perceptions of presidential candidates have prevented this? Do you think these perceptions will change? Okay, so from this source, and we could look at other sources as well, but this is the most trustworthy source I can think of right now because it ends in .gov. So according to this site, the only requirements to become a candidate for President of the United States is being a natural-born citizen of the United States, being a resident of the United States for 14 years, and being 35 years of age or older. So from what I'm seeing, those are the only 3 requirements for being candidate in the presidential election. So now what I want to learn is, how is the president of the United States chosen? Wikipedia. Okay, let's do the .gov, because I think .gov sites are the most trustworthy in my opinion. So let's go to this site. Steps to become president of the United States. Okay, so the president must, as we saw in the last website, be a natural born citizen of the United States, be at least 35 years old, have been a resident of the United States for 14 years. Okay. Once the requirements are met, a candidate for president can declare candidacy and register with the Federal Election Commission. Once you receive contributions or expenditures in excess of $5,000 within 15 days of reaching that $5,000 requirement, candidates then may file a statement of candidacy. Okay, so along with those three requirements, it looks like you have to raise $5,000 of funds from someplace. Well, let me get a clear picture. What is expenditures? Expenditures? Expenditures, an amount of money spent as a whole or on a particular thing, the consuming or using up of something. So it's make $5,000 in something that you spend. Okay. So along with the three requirements, you have to spend $5,000 of something in order to become a candidate. Okay. Before the election, most candidates for president go through a series of state primaries and caucuses. State primaries occur through a secret ballot. There are two types of primaries, open and closed. Open, you can vote for a candidate from any political party. Closed, you can only vote for a candidate belonging to your same political party. Caucuses, I'm hoping I say that right. Your political party is the chance to persuade undecided voters to support their chosen candidate. At the end of the caucus, party organizers count the voters in each candidate's group and calculate how many delegates each candidate won. Okay. National convention. So it seems, okay, so first is primaries, where the candidates get voted, where people vote on what candidate they want from the political party. See, national convention. After the primaries and caucuses, most political parties hold a national convention to select their presidential and vice presidential nominees. Okay, so then after the primaries are finished, the parties select their presidential and vice presidential nominees. Okay, good enough. Understand that? General election, the presidential candidates participate in debates and general election campaigns throughout the country to explain their view and plans to the general population, win the support of potential voters. So that's what they're doing now. The candidates are going into debates and they're trying to win the support of potential voters. When you cast your vote for president, okay, electoral college. When you cast your vote for president, you are actually voting for a group of people known as electors. They are part of the Electoral College, the process used to elect the U.S. President and Vice President. Each elector casts one electoral vote following the general election. So you're actually voting for a group of people known as electors. So when you vote for someone, you're voting for the people in the Electoral College, and the Electoral College votes for who is president and vice president. Okay. There are a total of 538 electors. A candidate needs the vote of more than half to win the presidential election. Okay, so out of the 538 electors, a person needs 271 or more electors to vote for them in order to become president. Each state's number of electors is equal to the number of its U.S. senators plus the number of its representatives. Washington, D.C. is given a number of electors equal to the number held by the small state. In 48 states, when a candidate receives the majority of votes, he or she receives all of the state's electoral votes. In 48 states, when a candidate receives the majority of the votes, he or she receives all the state's electoral votes. Okay, got it. Maine and Nebraska are the only two states that use the congressional district method. Nebraska has 5 electoral votes. The winner of each district is awarded 1 electoral vote, and the winner of the statewide vote is then awarded the state's remaining 2 votes. Okay, U.S. territories are not represented in the electoral college. Okay, it is possible for a candidate to receive the majority of the popular vote, but not of the electoral vote, and lose a presidential election. For example, if the United States had only 3 states, each with a population of 100, each state would have 3 electoral votes. So a candidate would need 5 electoral votes to win the election. Candidate 1, okay. How to change the electoral college? Because the electoral college process is part of the U.S. Constitution, it would be necessary to pass a constitutional amendment to change the system. Okay. Presidential primaries and caucus. An election for President of the United States occurs every 4 years. Before the election, most candidates for president go through a series of state primaries and caucuses. State primaries occur through a secret ballot. Yeah, so they went through, so the presidents, so the electoral college voted. So there's an electoral college and they're gonna vote for who's become. So, wait. So they had their debates and they tried to get the support of potential voters, and state primaries. And then this is when people vote for who they want to become president. Most political parties hold national convention. Okay. The electoral college is the process to elect. The process serves as a current. You have to begin with the starter of the elected. Okay, how to change. Okay. Requires candidates for federal office to disclose the source and amount of money they raise and spend. The Federal Election Commission administers the ad and other federal campaign finance laws. It enforces campaign contribution limits on individuals and groups. The FEC is an independent. Read the candidate's financial disclosure reports and use the interactive map. Alright, so back to college. Okay, so from this, people.
Dude, you wanna make s'mores?
No, I don't want to make s'mores.
Perfect fire for s'mores.
I'm good, thank you. So, what I'm learning from this is people become candidates if they want to become president of the United States. Then they go through these primaries to see who the party wants to become the president and vice president nominees. Then political parties choose who their presidential and vice presidential nominees are. Then there is an election to choose the people in the electoral college, and then the electoral college in the presidential primaries vote, and if a person receives 271 votes, then that state votes for that person, and whoever has majority of the votes from the electoral college become president. Now you guys can comment down below if you have if I got that process wrong, but from reading this article, that's what I get. Oops, sorry that you got to see that, but I just wanted to go to this screen because this is gonna be So this is where if you guys are really not mindful about politics and you have a strong opinion about politics and presidency and all of that, this is where stop watching the video right now because I just want to express my opinion about something, and that is the opinion that people are getting really upset about Donald Trump becoming president. And yes, if here wait, just let me. I want to look up one more thing before I talk about it. Voting age. Voting age. To be eligible to vote, you must be a U.S. citizen. In most states, you must be 18-year-old. But some states do allow 17-year-olds to vote. States also have their own residency requirements. Oh yeah. So, with that being said, most people are complaining about Donald Trump being having the potential of becoming president, and they don't want him to become president because of his ideals and how he's been expressing himself at the debates, when he's talking to people, stuff like that. And a major, not a major comment, but a comment that I hear a lot from people of this nature is Donald Trump should not be president. And I just really wanted to make this video because one, I wanted to educate myself more on who is eligible of becoming president, and two, I wanted to talk about this. So this really irritates me because Donald Trump, even though his ideals may not match yours, he's still a person. He wants to become president for whatever reason, and he has passion and motivation to become president. Now, as much as you may not like Donald Trump, as much as you may not like how he acts or what he does or what he did in the past even, he's still a human being. He's a human being with passion and emotion and motivation to to strive for a goal and a dream that he wants. And I'm not saying that I side with Donald Trump or I side with any other politician. I'm just saying that don't dog on a person, especially in politics, just because their ideals don't match yours. If you don't like Donald Trump, just vote for someone else. And if you're so worried about Donald Trump becoming president, then do something about it. It really irritates me when all of these people I'm hearing that are complaining about Donald Trump, they're just complaining. They're not doing anything. If you don't want Donald Trump to win, convince people not to vote for him. You're a person, you have your own opinion, you have your ways of persuading people to not do something, not vote for Donald Trump in this instance. So do it. Put effort into it instead of just complaining about Donald Trump becoming president. Because honestly, you complaining about Donald Trump isn't doing anything. If anything, it's just you using energy that's not going into anything productive. When you could have been using that energy to stop people from voting for Donald Trump. Also, people are complaining that Donald Trump is winning, that people are actually liking Donald Trump, and that he shouldn't be getting any support at all, or whatever comment that's similar to that has arisen from anywhere. But in all honesty, elections are just about getting the votes. As we've seen through, as we read from the articles or the information sites, not articles, but information sites, presidents a person becomes president determined by how many votes they get from the electoral college. So the strategy that a president should have is not a president, but a presidential candidate should have, in my opinion, is get as many supporters as possible so they get electors into the electoral college that will vote for them so they will become president. So Donald Trump may not be going at these debates and these conferences and these segments on news shows or whatever in a conventional way that most people are used to. He's still doing, he's still getting support, he's still getting voters on his side. So at the end of the day, when the elections do come around, he'll have a large number of people to support him. He gets more of those supporters into the electoral college, and then he ultimately gets the goal, ultimately achieves the goal of becoming president. And it's alright because, in all honesty, the elections are just a competition between multiple people for who wants to become president. It's like any, it's like any competition in general. You trying to figure out the best strategy for you to end up on top. It's like any game, any competition, any video game you play against, anything that has to do with beating someone else. You finding the strategy to beat your opponent so you end up on top and you win. And that's what Donald Trump is doing. And it's not breaking any laws or rules that he's doing it in such a vulgar manner that some people may say. But Donald Trump is just doing things his own way to become president. And I just feel that people shouldn't dog on him or say negative comments on him just because he's using a different tactic to get to becoming president. Like, that's just his way of doing things. That's his strategy that he wants to use to become president. And again, I would like to reiterate, stop complaining about it. And if you don't want Trump to become president, do something about it. I'm talking about I'm recording something. Like, you're the people. You have all the power to choose who you want to become president. So instead of complaining about all of it, just do something about it. Find a way to get people on your side, or if any case, decide that you don't want Trump to become president, and just stop complaining about it. Because honestly, in my opinion, by you guys talking about Trump, and from all of these YouTube clips and videos and vines and whatever there is on the internet of Trump going around, you're actually making it more popular. People are seeing Trump. They know who Trump is more. They see what kind of person he is, and like, it's giving him more popularity, and people are getting, people are knowing him more. Like, maybe not like on a personal level, but he is like he at least like is getting in people's head. Like, in all honesty, personally, the only presidential candidates I know about are Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders. And unfortunately, if I were to vote, I don't know any of the other presidential candidates, and that's all because they just don't I just don't know about them. So by you guys talking about him and all of these things going on the internet, he's just getting more popularity. People are seeing him more, and it's like, instead of complaining about him, I want to reiterate this as many times as I can. Do something about it that will get people to not vote for Donald Trump. If you really are that strongly about Donald Trump not becoming president, then do something about it instead of just complaining about it. Because you complaining about it is not gonna do anything but waste your breath. And in all honesty, it's getting really tiresome. It's honestly, for me at least, it's getting real tiresome of hearing people talk about Trump and complaining about what he's doing and all of this stuff about him. And it's like, it's just an election. He's just a candidate. He has a different strategy than other people, and in the end, it just comes down to who wants the most votes. And as long as he's not breaking any laws or any rules of the elections, he's good. It's okay for him to do that. So again, I'm saying this as much as I can. I'm not siding with or I'm not against with Trump. I view all presidential candidates equally, whether I know them or not.
Taylor, we should
But-
play Exploding Kittens with Donald Juice.
They're not gonna know.
Get your plate and wash it, please.
Alright, can I just finish this?
Yes. Oh, you do them. You do. Hi.
Can
Hi,
you
I'm Taylor's dad.
can you stop? So I just wanna say that just let people be how they be. If you want to do something about Donald Trump not becoming president, do something. And we'll see after the elections who becomes president. Honestly, that's all you can do. That's honestly all you can do. Or all you should do. Because complaining about it is just getting tiresome. It's getting annoying, in all honesty, and it just has to stop. It just has to stop. But I feel like I've been talking about this for too long now, and with everyone coming in, I feel like this is a good place to end up. So usually these videos won't be like this, but I personally just wanted to make this video just to express my opinion about everyone and Donald Trump. Not everyone, just the people who really hate him and Donald Trump. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you guys have any suggestions of topics or anything that you want me to look up online or to learn about somehow, then you can comment down below what you want me to learn about, because I'm pretty ignorant about anything, so most likely I won't know what you're talking about. But with that being said, guys, thank y'all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, goodbye.